58. What's going on, Nikki Carter? Jay Dizzle, what's happening? That right there. Let me see what I got going on here.
It's about that time, baby. Oh, yeah. Here we go.
The Sinclair Show is on.
It is on.
Run it to your friends, come on. It's a moment of the show tonight. Mailbag is time. Sinclair is on the mic.
Once again, it's on. You're still troubled in your home. Got you tripping, don't know right from wrong. Send your letters to the show so we can talk you through. Get the answers to your questions because we speak that truth. Sometimes you doubt yourself, lost your health. Faith is on the fence, but you believe that Jesus knows your wealth. Keep it moving, spirit flowing because we're here to provide someone to lean on when you're falling. Wednesday 8 and 9 and it's on.
Once again, it's on. You're listening to the only morning show at night. It is the Sinclair Show coming to you live and direct. What's going on, people? First of all, I want to thank all of you all who continue to send your mailbag questions and comments to sinclairtalk@outlook.com. I'm going to continue to address as many of them each night that I'm on the air to reach you all, because y'all the value listener. And what do I mean when I say y'all the value listener? That means that there would be no reason for me to be here if you weren't here. As a matter of fact, if y'all wasn't out there right now, I'd be somewhere trying to get my rest on. Absolutely. Matter of fact, let me see who was the first one on the show tonight. After the party, it was the hotel lobby. Let me see. First one on the show tonight is the arch nemesis herself, the president of the Me Too movement, one who hates all male species. Nikki Carter, what's going on? Everybody say, what's up to Nikki Carter? That right there. Then who else jumped on? Jay Dizzle, what's up, Jay Dizzle? Then I see Gwendolyn Lady Elegance Pritchard coming to y'all live from Huntsville, Alabama. We all know what happens in Alabama. The only place more racist than Mississippi is Alabama. But it's okay. We got some good folks to come up out of there. Camille Shepherd, what's going on? Glad to see you. Where your mama at tonight, girl? Tell her get on the airwaves. Let me see who else is out here. Detective Pamela Black, what's going on? Leah Cole, what's going on, girl? Oh, y'all, there goes Minnie Mims. The Mimster himself is in the house. Annie Moore, what's going on, Annie? Glad to see you up here tonight. Wonder where my mama at. Mama probably somewhere resting. Matter of fact, y'all ever had your mama ask you for something? My mama said she wanted some pizza like a couple of days ago, right? But she couldn't have any until today. So she really wanted me to know that she was going to get some pizza today. So she probably ate that pizza and went straight to sleep. Nighty-night. Camille Shepherd said her mama's at Bible study. All right, good. We're not going to play with her putting in work with the Lord. I ain't going to mess with them, and I'm going to let her. She'll come in when she get an opportunity. But look, people, there is a lot going on. We got a couple of good topics tonight to talk about. Let me see. First of all, y'all be asking me about walking them steps. Matter of fact, everybody give old Minnie Mims a little congratulations because he hit 100 miles again last month. Yeah, that right there. Matter of fact, speaking of walking and getting them steps in, let me tell y'all something. I did not walk this morning, although I did wind up with, let me see how many steps I winded up with. I still wound up with 3 miles today, but these miles, I got these in through just regular walking at work, because I ain't do my little laps this morning. I'm going to tell y'all why. The last 2 days, I had walked about 11 or 12 miles, and my feet was hurting today. So I said, man, I ain't walking no, and it was a little brisk. Let me not lie. That may have factored into it, but I just decided I wasn't walking this morning. But it's good if you can not walk your laps and still get 3 miles in. So I ain't even gonna complain. Yeah, tell y'all something too. You gotta watch these watches. Y'all, any of y'all got a Apple Watch, and you just be talking to regular people about regular stuff, and your Apple Watch start talking to you and trying to check you on, talking about, I don't understand that. And I be talking to my watch sometimes. I'll be like, well, I wasn't even talking to you. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, so I got them steps in. What else I was going to tell y'all about? Hey, man, and I ain't even going to let this be a topic tonight, because we would be here all night if I did. Hey, man, is everybody turning on Donald Trump? Man, every time I turn on the TV, it's another one of his homeboys or homegirls in there flipping on him. I think he got about 6 people, lawyers, that he had employed with him that's in there turning on him. Talking about, I'm not going to do no time with this RICO charge. Can y'all let me get a deal? And I say that because for all y'all Trumpsters, I told y'all eventually the chickens were going to come home to roost. And some of y'all been saying to yourself, matter of fact, I believe when I turned on the news this morning, because if y'all like me, you know, before you get ready to go out there and get your day started, which of course mine starts about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, I was watching the news, and they was talking about how many people who have been accused of making terroristic threats to the prosecutors who prosecute Donald J. Trump. And so one dummy, he gonna leave a message that essentially told the prosecutor that every time she go out of her house, she better be watching her back. Anytime she do anything, he was like, we gonna be right there. And I'm promising you I'm gonna get you. They went and picked him up. You gotta get up out of here, buddy. So I just want to let y'all know, all of my white compadres, all of my Anglo-Saxon homies, I just want to let you know, do not under any circumstance be out there calling the DA, making them idle threats, because you're going to go to jail and you're going to get some time. Don't go to jail playing around with Donald Trump. Because y'all ain't going to be in the same jail anyway. He going to one, but it ain't going to be the same one you in. Anyway, so I just wanted to turn y'all on to that little tidbit of information, if you will. How's everybody else been doing out there? Y'all been doing all right? First of all, Nikki Carter, you need to increase your spelling abilities. Look at how Nikki Carter wrote hello. And she always trying to talk crazy about somebody. Yeah, you need to up your educational game. That right there. But listen, we got 2 good topics tonight. And I would let y'all decide. Matter of fact, I'm going to do like I normally do. I'm going to give y'all a chance to pick and choose what we're going to talk about first. The 2 topics are, first, a man in New York City kills a father and a son over some loud music. That's one topic. And the other topic is, a woman wants some advice about what she calls her petty boyfriend, fiance, whatever he is. But she said he petty. And she want to know what to do about it. So y'all tell me which one of those topics y'all want to talk about first. Y'all want to deep dive into the king of petty himself, or y'all want to talk about the man who don't like loud music? The first 3 people I'm gonna let y'all decide. The best 2 out of 3 get it. So what saith you all out there in listening land? Is it gonna be the petty king, or are we gonna start with the man that don't like loud music? Y'all hit it up, let me know. Camille Shepard said number 2, the man who don't like loud music. All right, so that's one person. Annie Moore said the king of petty. I need one more vote. All right, Gwendolyn Lady Elegant said loud music, man. So that's what we're going to start with. But we will get to the king of petty. That's why I really want to start with myself, but I'll be trying to let y'all have some input. All right, it said the father and son were allegedly shot dead by their downstairs neighbor in Brooklyn Sunday night. The search is still on for the shooter. The victim family called the suspect psychotic, saying he would constantly complain about noise when they weren't even making any noise, right? First of all, that don't sound true. Lady said she was in the kitchen doing dishes in the sink, heard bang, bang, bang. I asked, did anybody make noise? The kids be like, no, mommy, nobody made noise. My husband banged back. The man came upstairs and kicked the door. Now, first of all, they said according to the police, and I just want to say this, people. The thing that gets me, really, about this particular case, and I watched the video. So if y'all want to, y'all can go out there. The video does exist of, what's going on, Brother Riley? The video does exist of the man shooting the father and the son. Now, let me tell y'all something. First of all, let's be clear. We don't condone violence. We ain't running away from it, but we ain't condoning it and we ain't looking for it. But the man, all of us have lived in apartment complexes at least once, or stayed over somebody who's in an apartment complex, or have a neighbor or neighbors who like to play their music loud. Let me begin by saying this, people. Sometimes you need to turn your music down. Matter of fact, I know somebody personally. I don't even want to, I don't like to tell on nobody, but I know somebody personally who, I can't say that they do it during the week because I don't know that to be true. But I know somebody that on the weekends, it be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, and they be playing their music loud like they in a stadium. And so I have some reason to believe that this dude in New York that went up there and tried to get them to turn down the music, I can imagine this man he snapped. Why? Because part of it is you got to ask yourself, why does anybody need to play their music to level 100? I don't know. James, keep what's going on. So the man goes upstairs in the projects in a place called Flatbush. All my listeners out there that know what Flatbush is, don't let me know what's up. But anyway, so the man goes up there, taps on the door, something like that. And when he knocks on the door, he commenced to telling them, hey, look here, man, I done told y'all need to turn that loud noise down. I'm trying to get some sleep. No harm, no foul. There go my mama. Hey, mama. Mama, you was probably up in there half sleep since you done gorged yourself with pizza today. But anyway, so the man goes up there and commences to telling them to turn down that loud music. And in the process of telling them that, in the video, what's going on, Selena Harold? Glad to see you. Minnie Mims said, oh yeah, go Brooklyn. Minnie Mims just seemed like the type of dude that'll play his music loud. Matter of fact, I think all people from up north play their music loud. I don't even know why. Maybe they're trying to drown out gunshots or something. In this case, it didn't work, but nonetheless, in the video, you see the man's wife come out. Okay? Well, I'm assuming it was his wife. April Brown, what's going on, girl? So the lady comes out and she's having some dialogue that does not appear to be favorable with the dude who is complaining. And then the next thing you know, I think you see a child come out. And then her husband comes out. He comes out the house like the big bad wolf. He got on his white t-shirt. He got a pair of scissors in his hand. And he rolls up on the dude and gets about this close to his face. Now, let me tell y'all something. To all of you all, my Negro compadres, to white America, my Latino community, all of y'all, don't go out and buck up and get in nobody's face and then be having those scissors in your hand. Because I don't know when the last time I seen nobody grown fighting with scissors. But then again, maybe that's how they do it in New York. We don't do it out like that in the South. If you roll up on somebody with some scissors, you better be cutting some tape, because if not, you're probably going to get shot in the South. New York, they got a different set of rules. They fight with scissors, I guess. I don't know. Anyway. So the dude comes up, gets in his face, and they have some back and forth. When I see the video again, the big dude that's the husband, he's standing in the doorway, looked like with no shirt on. I don't know what was all going on. But at some point, you see in the video the girl or the wife is trying to pull her husband or father back. But nonetheless, the dude kept on. And at some point, the guy who came up to complain pulled out the heat on him. Got the strap out on him. We about done with the foolery. And when he pulls the gun out, the guy turns and does something. And when he turns, the guy starts popping them bullets off. Pop, 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 pop. And kills the dad and hits the son, and then make sure that he finishes them both off. So now let's begin with that. First of all, how many of you all think that the dude who was tired of the loud music was wrong? Anybody? Or how many of you believe that the man that came out charging with the scissors in his hand and got up in the man's face was wrong? I personally am conflicted. And I'm going to clearly I can understand that nobody, and I mean nobody, wants to be in a situation where they can't sleep because it's loud music. And to be perfectly fair with you, they was living in the projects. Now, I'm not saying that everybody that lives in the projects is loud or angry, but it is a tad bit difficult for me to understand, why is it that people in the projects like loud music anyway? Is it because they ain't got to pay the electric bills? So they feel like we're going to play this super loud? Matter of fact, do they turn off electricity in the projects? I ain't never heard nobody in the projects getting their electricity. Man, let me see what he say. Camille Shepard said they both wrong. Minnie Mim said shooting someone for music is a bit excessive. You probably said that because you play your music loud. But let me ask the question. Minnie Mims, if shooting somebody for excessive music, what would you say is the issue for the person playing the music loud? Oh, maybe it's free electricity in the project. That might be the reason why they're sitting around there playing it so loud. You know what, folks that got to pay them utility bills, we ain't going to be up at no 2 o'clock in the morning playing no music. Matter of fact, they like Y'all know what? I just thought about something. I really did. I know somebody that play their music loud, but turn off all the electrical outlets for the rest of the house. Now, what is the sense? If you're going to burn up all your voltage on playing loud music in the middle of the night, but during the daytime, you turning off all of the outlets. Ain't nothing going but except for your refrigerator. Tell me, what does that say about it? Because I'm puzzled about what the schematics are when mentally you will shut down the whole house, not turn everything off by remotes. We talking about a person who will turn everything off at the junction box. They run around like a contractor, turning everything off at the junction box, but got their music playing loud all night long. What's going on, Sam Brown? Glad to see. Man, Sam, where you been? So anyway, so just now, and again, I am not saying that a person deserves to be shot because of the fact. Y'all look at your girl Leetta. Leetta like, yeah, that's funny. Yeah, because I'm telling you, and this is a true story. I do know somebody that be up all night long from Friday night at 6 o'clock like a Dracula. They said from Friday night all the way to Monday morning probably. And go to work late all the time. Every Monday they be at work late. Talking about I'm on my way. Y'all ever seen anything like that? Stay up all night Friday until Monday morning and then call in Monday morning and be like, oh, I'm on my way. I got a pit stop. The pit stop was you waking up. But anyway, let's not get off track. So anyway, so the man comes out. Let me say this to you. Do not roll up on nobody in the projects or otherwise talking reckless with some scissors in your hand and then sitting around acting like you don't think that these dudes and women in the streets got pistols. Nobody is operating with knives and scissors. And so this dude huffing and puffing, chest poked out, he go out in the hallway, he gonna prove a point. Now, for those of you who say that the neighbor who was upset about the loud music is the problem, here's the other thing you got to factor in. While the neighbor may have been wrong initially, which I don't think he was, I think you got a right to go knock on somebody's door if you can't get no sleep. And y'all need to be factoring that in too, because sometimes people got to go to work because everybody can't stay up all night and then call in late. Everybody ain't got that kind of boss. So, but when your own family member, let me make this clear. When your own family member is pulling on your arm, telling you to go, stop, whatever, that's a sign that that person sees that you have gone too far. The issue is sometimes we don't think we've gone too far. You've gone too far when your daughter, your old lady, your son, there go, y'all, look at the big homie himself, Mr. Cigar of Cigars, Frank C. Wood. The C is for cigars is what he's all about. What's going on, Frank? Glad to see you, big guy. Cassandra Key, glad to see you. But yeah, so the thing for me is, while not condoning violence, you are clearly out of pocket if your child is pulling on your arm telling you, hey, Dad, you come on now, you're doing the most. He's snatching away from, I don't know if it was his wife or his daughter, but the dude pulling away, his chest swole. Let me say something to y'all. More men have found themselves in cemeteries, actual cemeteries, messing around, trying to swell up on another dude about a female. Man, you ain't gonna be talking to my girl like that. First of all, your girl shouldn't have went to the door. She went to the door huffing and puffing because the dude was tired of hearing all that loud noise. And then she gonna get in front of the news cameras and say, we wasn't even making no noise at all. I could tell by the way that Negro came out that y'all was loud. Your whole house loud. Talking about we didn't hear anything. You couldn't hear nothing because you was playing your music loud. And I know for a fact, because I know somebody to play their music loud, and you could call their name 100 times, they ain't gonna hear you. Be like, hey, what's up? No response. Hey, such and such, what's up? No response, because the music too loud. And then you ask them a question, they be like, what you say? No wonder you can't hear nothing. You be personalizing your own deafness. But anyway, so for those of you who said that the issue is the man was wrong and whatever, I'm saying to you all that there is absolutely positively no reason. What's up, Chanelli Rose? Glad to see you. There's no reason for you to have your music, your kids, your TV, any of that stuff up that loud because your neighbors have a right to go to sleep. And most places got some kind of noise ordinance. But then again, if we're being honest, a lot of times it's just my people feel like can't nobody tell them what to do, so they're going to play their music loud anyway. If I'm being honest, that's how we think about a lot of stuff. We be like, man, I ain't listening to nothing he say. Man, that dude don't tell me what to do. So now you in the hallway confronting somebody that you don't know what he going through or what she going through, but you ready to buck up. You ready to get down. You ready to put your reputation on the line so you can prove you the baddest man or the baddest woman on the planet until they pull the strap out. Till they got their gun in their hand. Then all of a sudden, them little scissors that you came to the fight with don't seem that aggressive no more. And people say, well, he ain't had to shoot him. You don't pull a pair of scissors on the man and you this close to his face. What are you supposed to do? You out there selling them wolf tickets about what you gonna do, when you gonna do it, how you gonna do it. You swole. And you think he's supposed to just believe you. And we all know, listen, I don't know how y'all do it in the white community. So to my white or Anglo-Saxon brothers and sisters, y'all can type in and let me know. But in the black community, we have a saying. If you ever pull the gun out, you better do what? Go on, type it in if you know what the end of that statement is. I know all my brothers and sisters, all from the Negro community, can finish it. If you ever pull out a gun on somebody, you better do what, people? Let me see how many people gonna get it right. Hey, look at Willie Woods. Frank Woods said, you better use it. Annette Stringer said, you better use it. Annette Stringer, glad to see you. Cassandra said, you better use it. Look at all my brothers and sisters. I ain't got none of my white compadres answering, but now y'all know the answer. That's what we say in the black community. You don't pull out no weapon on nobody unless you gonna use it. And the problem is the dude came out the house with the scissors and got dead up in the dude's face talking reckless. When he pulls the strap out, all of a sudden he ain't swole up no more. Now everybody want a little empathy. Nope, the time for that is over. And I say that to you all, not trying to be tough or anything, but when somebody threatens you with a weapon of any sort, you can sit around and assume they don't mean what they say. You can assume that they're in the context of they just mad or whatever. But it's a whole lot of people in the cemetery because they guess wrong. So when dude came out with that, swole up, trying to showcase and showboat in front of his girl and his kids, dude pulls the strap out. When he pulls the strap out, dude turns around. It looks like he tries to get away, but dude put a couple of rounds in him. His son gets shot in the process, and the dude goes back and makes sure he finished everybody off, the son and the father. Now, when I watched the video, I was convinced of two things. In this situation, everybody was wrong. Because one thing about when you are brandishing a gun, you shouldn't even have a gun if you're not practicing and know how to use it properly, because you almost always will injure somebody who ain't got nothing to do with who your real fight is with. That's why when y'all see drive-by shootings and they shooting up 10 people that they don't even know, it's because folks buy guns all the time and never take them in practice. That's what's up. Who is Nell up here talking about? Chanel Ross, who is you congratulating? I don't know what the congratulations is about. But anyway, so I say these things to you all because I want y'all to use your head. Because many of you find yourselves in situations all the time where you're already at the precipice of doing something that can cost you your life. I see people in parking lots out there ready to rumble, swear up and down they about their business. I see people all the time talking about, man, I'm going to give them a two-piece. Let me tell y'all something. You out here two-piecing somebody that's shooting. Because young folks nowadays is a hot mess. They ain't gonna, you'll never see a young person today talking about, I'm going over there and we're going to have a fair one. One-on-one. They don't do that no more. Everybody got a weapon. Everybody ready to use it. And so the easiest thing to do is to stay out of these situations. If somebody got to come knock on your door to tell you that your music is too loud, just turn it down. The other side of it is, if you get tired of listening to loud music and people acting a certain kind of way, you might want to consider if living in an apartment or a certain neighborhood is right for you. Now, sometimes you can't control your zip code. Sometimes that's controlled based on your employment, how much money you make, what your credit is like, how many kids you got. Sometimes you can't avoid being in places that are less than favorable. And in those cases, you got to ask yourself at some point, is the situation, is what I'm about to do, the steps I'm about to take, are they worth the potential outcome? That's a good question. Robin Williams, what's going on, girl? Glad to see you. Again, you should be asking yourself, before I get into a negative situation with somebody, is it worth it? Is that potential outcome? Because a lot of times you don't know when you first start off what's going to happen. So you need to ask yourself, is the potential outcome worth what I'm about to endeavor into? And let's be fair, some of y'all can't fight no way. Some of y'all ain't had a fight since middle school. But you sound like you could beat somebody up. You should not be. Matter of fact, here's a rule of thumb. And I'm not encouraging you all to get out here and test your fighting skills. But one rule of thumb is, if you have not had a physical altercation with somebody, and I ain't talking about none of you sorry dudes that be beating on women. I'm talking about if you haven't had a physical confrontation with someone of the same gender in 10 years or more, you ain't got no business fighting, because you probably going to take an L. I'm just saying. Because you Negroes don't understand, your reflexes ain't the same. You remember back when you used to be tough, when everybody was scared of you because you would put paws on everybody in your little neighborhood or at your school or whatever? If you ain't fought nobody in 10 years, you probably ain't as tough as you used to be. I'm just saying. And there ain't the same code. I'm telling you, y'all don't believe me, but these young folks ain't got no code of honor. They not talking about nothing. They ain't doing all that shadow wrestling with each other. They pulling out the straps quick. So I'm just saying. And on the other side, turn your music down, turn your music down, turn your music down. All that loud music. Anyway, people, that's all we're going to talk about there, because I've been waiting to get to this other issue. It ain't even really no issue. But the lady want to talk about, she with the petty king. Says, Dear Sinclair, I'm in a relationship for nearly 2 years. And while I love my man dearly, he is very petty. He agrees with me that he's petty, yet it does not seem as if he accepts responsibility for his pettiness. That's something right there. Says recently we had a small issue, but he allowed it to fester for days. Now, first of all, we can already tell something going on because they use the phrase fester. That ain't even a regular word that we use, fester. How many of y'all have allowed something to fester? For those of you who don't know what that means he allowed it to be around for a few days, but still it was going in through his mind. All right? So he said that he allowed the situation to fester for a few days, and he was still feeling some kind of way. All right? First of all, let me ask a question. Do any of y'all know somebody like that? Y'all know somebody that something go on, they don't let it go, they gonna drag it out forever and a day because they are that level of petty. Okay. Many Mims, you petty like that? I'm just gotta ask. All right. So he said recently we had a small issue, but he allowed it to fester for days. And I thought that it was childish and petty for him to have an attitude for so long. It began when I was on the phone with a relative, and they advised me. Look, anytime you say it started with one of my relatives. So they had a relative, and they advised me they had heard a song that reminded them of us. Us meaning her and a man. The song was called Her. Any of y'all know that little gospel song when the man be talking about her? I think that's it. I asked my man if he had heard the song. He said yes. He then pulled the video up so I could see it and began singing the words. I, meaning the lady, felt some way because he obviously knew the song but had never sent it to me or even played it for me. When I questioned him about it, he looked at me real foolish, as if I was speaking a foreign language. He then said, look, I never sent you the song because it was old and I didn't know you when it came out. He then pulls the song back up. Hold on, people. Say he pulled the song back up so I could see that it was at least 4 years old. He then pulled up another video and let it play. I made a smart comment about him playing a sexual song and that I was going to start treating him like our relationship was nothing more than a sex thing. He became offended by that statement and said, I have never even looked at you like that. We didn't talk much that night. And the next day, he still was in his feelings and not really communicating. When he did, it was the basic. Sinclair, first of all, why are some men so petty and keep negativity going from one day to the next? Also, how do I learn to deal with a good man that is petty and holds grudges? What recommendations do you have? First of all, let me tell you what recommendations I got. All right. Riley said, yep, I was married to her for 8 years. Okay. Mim said, I'm not. However, I know. Let me begin by saying this, people. First and foremost, let's go back and reflect to what the lady said. The lady said she got into a disagreement with her boyfriend, fiance, whatever you want to call him, because a relative reached out and she was talking to him some form of fashion, and the relative said, I heard a song that reminds me of you and your man, and tells her that the song is some song called Her. If anybody listen to the song called Her, I think it's about some dude named Isaac something, but it's talking about, it's a dude telling God he's thankful for his woman. So because the dude knew the song, and she asked, and she says to him to something in some form of fashion, you never said anything to me about the song. You never played the song for me. And she kind of gets in her feelings. And so the boyfriend says, I heard the song before, but I never played it for you because the song is 4 years old. And when it was out back then, I didn't know you. She got an attitude, so he gets an attitude. And she said he kept the attitude for a couple of days. Esther Shepherd, what's going on, girl? Glad to see you. That's my armor bearer. Now, she's calling him petty, but let me begin by asking the first and foremost question to you all, the public. Who is actually petty if somebody calls you and says, I heard a song that reminds me of you and your man or you and your woman? You ask your significant other, have you ever heard the song or do you know the song? They say yes. They pull it up so you can hear it. And you get mad because they never played it for you before. And you start having an attitude. Is that not the definition of petty, people? What say you all? Because while I agree that potentially carrying something on for days is not the healthiest thing, but who starts an argument because somebody didn't send them a song that was 4 years old and they didn't even know it when the song came out? Who does that? Is that not the definition of pettiness? I think for a moment we must consider the fact that she is calling this man petty who did not like being accused. Brother Riley said the whole situation is petty on both parts. Okay, well, Brother Riley, tell me in your own words, if you will, what do you think was petty that the boyfriend did? Camille Shepherd said both of them petty. I need you all to break down and let's work in reverse. Yvonne Rouse, what's going on? Glad to see you. I need somebody to tell me, what did the man, why was he petty when he received negative energy because he didn't tell somebody about a song that was out 4 years ago when he didn't even know the person? Why should he even be accountable for not playing a song that existed at a time before he knew this person? I'll wait. Where Mimi Mims at? Mimi Mims ain't got nothing to say? You got something to say about everything else? Like, maybe you got something to say about that power outage. Mimi Mims said, could have been foreplay mistaken for bitterness. What in the Sam Blazing Hills is Mini Mims talking about? You trying to say she picked the fight as foreplay? All right, Brother Riley said he let it get to him and carried on for days. So you saying that his pettiness came because somebody tried to provoke him and he allowed it to happen, and that's where he was petty. Camille said his reaction to her pettiness was petty. Wow. So I see how y'all roll. So y'all saying that no matter what somebody do to provoke you, the moment you allow it to take place, then that means you petty. Mm-hmm. And then I think that the expectation that somebody should have okay, matter of fact, I'm gonna switch gears. Y'all told me he was petty for allowing her to get to him. What was she petty about? Y'all tell me what y'all already talked about him. So tell me what you think, since y'all said it was both. What do y'all believe her pettiness was? Come on, petty people. Go on, let it be known. Tell the truth and shame the devil. I want y'all to be just as eager to talk about females as you was about dudes. I don't see nobody typing. Where your little Twitter fingers at now? That's that Me Too movement. All the time, y'all on something different. Camille said asking about the song was her pettiness. Well, Camille, to be honest with you, I don't even think her asking about the song was petty because it was brought to her by a relative. I think her response to him saying he knew the song was the level of pettiness. I think once he said, yeah, I know the song, and then she said, you ain't never played it for me, but the song is 4 years old, I would go back and ask, has he played you every song? See, I'm noticing a centralized theme that y'all come down on dude hard, but when many men said, why you never played it for me? So men, that's where the pet came from. Mim said she was good to go until she asked the question. Her pet exuded out the moment she asked the man, why you never played that song for me? Good point, Minnie Mills. And ladies, you have to agree that one, even if she was going to ask that particular question, she probably should have at least did her, Paula Barnes, what's going on? Glad to see you. Well, we got everybody in the house tonight. I think what probably should have or could have occurred was before she went down the rabbit hole of asking, okay, so Nadia Hanton said, why would he have a gun just to go and tell someone to turn down their music? And another thing, I notice all men that look like this individual, they're always messed up people. They can't be trusted, evil, vile people. There is a gene that creates them. All men that look like this man, in my experience, is never a good person. I don't care what nobody says. There is a gene that makes these particular men same face, same stature, same mannerism, same hatefulness, vile in their nature. My goodness, Nadia. It would appear that you certainly Nadia, and I respect the fact that you say in your view, okay? But Nadia, it's a little bit, and for those of you just joined, Nadia is talking about the previous question about the man who went to ask the dude to turn down the music, and they got into an altercation. He shot and killed him and his son. But Nadia, and for those of you who may come down hard on Nadia for her comment, understand, she said in her experience, men that have those physical characteristics tend to have a certain demeanor. While I don't agree because it hasn't been my experience, please don't jump down on Nadia because she said in her experience. Many men said, create your own memories with your significant other. Yeah, see, people, and when somebody starts talking about who is the petty king or petty queen, I think we have to be comfortable with answering some tough questions. It should not always be left up to the individual whom you are wronging or boxing in a corner to act right off being treated a certain way. This dude was asked a question if he knew a song. He answered in the affirmative. He then goes on the video to pull the song up because he wants his girl to see and hear the song because she doesn't know it. And that sparked something in the woman's mind to say to him, well, you never played this song for me before. And the dude, in her own words, she said, dude was sitting up there looking foolish. Looking a little bit crazy, like, what are you talking about? He then goes on to explain, babe, when this song came out, you wasn't even babe. You wasn't even around then. I would not have thought to play it for you because over this period of time, the song no longer plays on the radio. So I hadn't heard it in a while, and I wasn't with you when the song came out. Shouldn't that have warranted an apology or something? Instead, y'all up here talking about he took it too far. And remember, even after that, she says he put on another video and she said, I'm going to start treating you like our relationship ain't nothing but a sex thing. All of that derived off of that. Who is petty? Come on, people. Tell the truth. If she told him, I'm going to start treating our relationship like it's just a sex thing because you didn't play the romantic song for me, but you in here now playing some kind of love song, some kind of erotic song. So now you're going to get treated like we just a sex thing. Tell me where the pettiness is, people. Many Mims, where thou lies the pettiness? Or you don't want to say nothing. Y'all know what I noticed about some of these dudes that get up here. They ain't going to answer no questions that they think might lead back to the home front. I think it's because they know that they women be watching the Sinclair show and they don't want to commit to an honest answer when all y'all know the honest answer. The honest answer is she was petty for jumping off that cliff. Brother Riley says she definitely petty. Why bring this home to her man? Say it again, Riley. I stand with Riley. See, Riley wasn't afraid to say it. Many meals around here I told y'all he steal lunch. He do all kind of stuff, but he ain't going to make no comment on this. I'm telling you, it's nothing worse than them men with gristle in their back. Ain't got no backbone. They got gristle. For those of y'all who are not from the country, you might not know what gristle is. Gristle is that part of the right around where the meat be at before you get to the bone. It's real chewy, but it ain't firm. That's what kind of back some of these got. And I'm starting to believe Mims might got a little gristle. Because he'll talk about everything else. If I talk about stealing somebody's lunch out the refrigerator at work, many Mims will jump right in and tell y'all, you better lock your food up, I got it. But he ain't going to say nothing about this because he don't want to have to deal with it. Where's Jay Dizzle at? He ain't got nothing to talk about. He don't want to say who petty and who ain't petty. And I ain't seen no women up here calling her petty. Let me see who is out here. Let me see. Who been on the show for a while? All right, Nikki Carter. Do you think she was petty? What say you, Nikki Carter? Let me see. Leetta Cole. I see you up here. Do you think that the lady was petty? April Brown. You think that the lady was petty? Why ain't none of y'all answering none of the questions? Probably because some of y'all got the same level of pettiness in your veins. Petty people like petty people. You know what? Since y'all ain't going to respond, I'm going to get on off the show. Camille said both of them are still petty. He didn't have to have an attitude for days. You know what, Camille Shepard? I tell you what you're going to do. You're going to stop defending. I asked you about the woman. You had already told me what you thought about the man. Why you wouldn't say nothing? Cassandra said, yes, she was petty for bringing it up and making a big deal about it, and he joined the wagon. Cassandra, you was on such a roll. Anybody asked you to bring him back up? We already established that. He probably could have handled it a better way. I just asked y'all to tell me about the female, and it's like, I'm telling you, man, y'all don't see how the responses come in and make me wonder. Camille said, I said both were. Camille, I don't want you to say both. I want you to say, yes, the woman was petty. See, y'all always drag a man into it regardless. Y'all done talked about him. When y'all was talking about him, most of y'all didn't even say nothing about her. But when I said, well, okay, now that you didn't give me your opinion about the man, y'all go ahead and give me your opinion about the woman, and y'all around there stumping. Both. He joined in. I want y'all to put it right where it lies. If this, matter of fact, how many of y'all petty like this woman? I want to know why I ain't heard none of the other people. Leetta was laughing about other stuff. She ain't got nothing to say. Cassandra said, why you being petty? We agree she was petty. Okay, I'm going to give you some airplay on that one. She said, why am I being petty? I'm not being petty. I just want y'all to say, call a spade a spade. So often when I ask y'all to say and verbalize that a woman is in the wrong about something, it's like y'all eating rock salt. Y'all ain't going to say it. Camille Shepard says she ain't that petty. Okay. Is it anybody up here that is petty? Many Mims, are you petty? I'm going to tell y'all, I'm petty. I'm not even going to lie. I am a petty person. I am very petty when it comes to certain things. Because, and here's the reason why I can admit it. It's like we in an AA meeting. Hi, my name is Sinclair, and I'm petty. But I'm going to tell y'all why it's okay to be petty. Because first of all, most petty, look at Cassandra. Cassandra said, we all petty at some point. That right there. And the reason why I'm saying this is because it's hold on, what Brother Riley said. He said, why is she coming home talking about what another person said about her relationship? Did she tell the person to mind her business when it comes to her relationship? Now, Brother Riley, in fairness, the relative that she was speaking about, the song that she told him about was a compliment. It was a song by the dude named by the dude named Isaac, who was telling God he was thankful for having a woman like her. So the relative did it as a compliment. Hold on, they're gonna leave it. Let's see what she said. She was petty, however, the guy took it to another level. Oh man, there we go again. See how y'all like to brush stuff? How can the person who initiated the pettiness be less petty than the person who was accused of something wrongly or put into a corner wrongly? Because the truth of the matter is, there was no reason for it to be. It didn't even have to get to that. When the man said, yeah, I know the song, and played it for her, hey, she could have left it at that. She could have said, oh, this is a good song. Let me see what Minnie Mim said. Minnie Mim says, I'm not petty. Let's keep it moving forward. Mims is telling a I'm not petty lie. How can somebody who admits that he will steal food out of the work refrigerator not be petty? That's a level of pettiness and arrogance. Leetta said, it's levels to this thing. Well, I can tell you what it is a level to. It's a level to an individual that'll steal food out the refrigerator and tell you, you better bring enough for 2 people because I'm eating part of it. How do you even get more petty than that? And me and somebody, I'm not petty. Leah talking about it's levels to this. It is level. And the highest level is the person that starts the pettiness. You know what I always tell people in my counseling sessions? You don't get to wrong a person and then tell them how fast they should get over the wrongness that you did to them. Does that make sense to y'all? That's like Mims telling somebody after he eat their lunch that they brought and cooked and made that, oh, how dare you feel a certain kind of way because I ate your lunch. I was hungry too. You don't get to wrong somebody and then tell them how fast to get over it. How many of y'all ever had a person to wrong you before or accuse you or any of those things? If somebody has wronged you, accused you, or did something to you, and then they think as soon as they apologize, it's supposed to be good. Okay, I'm sorry. And you're supposed to let it go? Them same Negroes is at the job hungry because Mims done ate up their food. They ain't supposed to get over it right there. They supposed to come back every day that they see that refrigerator. They supposed to look at him like, as soon as I catch that Negro outside, he gonna get a 2-piece. Because he eating up their food. He can't tell them to when to be okay about it. Look, people, don't get ready to get off this air because I'm tired of y'all.
It's about that time, baby.
Petty people do
Oh,
petty things.
yeah. Here we go.
The Sinclair Show is on.
It is on.
Run it with your friends, come on.
Come on.
Don't miss a moment of the show tonight. Mailbag is tight. Sinclair is on.